What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we have another flashlight that we are going to talk about. It is the Streamlight TLR-1 HL. Now, quick disclosure, I have zero connection to Streamlight in any way, shape, or form. I bought this light with my money from the Palmetto State Armory website because they were on sale. I did, however, used to work for one of Streamlight's competitors, which is Inforce. I worked for them for a little over 4 years. That will not affect this review in any way, shape, or form, but I always like to be honest and upfront. Last but not least, I will put some affiliate links down in the video description if you want to hook me up and use those. I appreciate it, and hopefully I can find you a good deal. All right, let's get into the flashlight. That was a quick one today. This light has 1,000 lumens. If you don't know what lumens is pretty much how much light is coming out of the flashlight. As far as candela, it has 20,000 candela. Candela is how the light is directed or focused, I should say. The higher the candela numbers, the tighter the beam. There's a lot more that goes into it, but generally speaking, higher the candela numbers, the tighter the beam, the further the light will shine out. This is not the highest candela numbers by any means, but it is one of the best values when it comes to lumen and candela rating and overall performance. As you see when we get to the beam comparison, overall it's going to be one of the best values when you look at lumens, candela, beam pattern, price. It's definitely up there. As far as your runtime, you have an hour-and-a-half runtime off of two CR123s. And of course, you know we tested that. So those two CR123 batteries are loaded in the back of the light. It is a fairly solid lockup where it's hinged on both ends, so you shouldn't have any problems with the battery door coming loose or opening. As far as the controls are good. On the left, if you're right-handed and you're controlling them with the thumb on your support hand, which is the left side of the light, when you press down on the light, that's going to be your momentary. You press up, and that will be your constant on. And it's the exact opposite on the right side of the light. You push down for constant on and up for momentary. So you lefties, it's not quite as good, I think. I think pushing down for momentary when you're shooting, and I prefer momentary. I prefer to have it set up that way. It does have strobe. The strobe can be disabled, luckily. I'm not a big strobe guy, but it is in there if you want it. With all Streamlights, they have a 10-tap programmable buttons where you push a button 10 times, and that's how you enable or disable your strobe feature. Now, as far as the controls, they're very easy to use and figure out, but I think the pressure and how much tension it takes to move them is a little bit too easy. And if you've ever taken a low light training class with anybody who has a TLR1, you will typically see negligent discharges of the light going off when people don't mean to have the light go off. I see it often when people put the gun back in the holster, when they take the gun out of the holster, when they're doing magazines exchanges, or if they're doing anything challenging. You'll always see the, oh, my light went off, oh, my light went off. I think the Surefire paddles may be a little too stiff, tiny bit, and these, in my opinion, are definitely a little too easy to move up and down. One thing I really like about the Streamlight is they've always done a really good job with the different adapters for the different firearms out there. The space between the rail cutout and the trigger guard is not the same on all firearms, so they give you several different adapters, you know, one for Glock, one for P320, whatever, different ones. And the bar that integrates with the firearm will be in a different spot, and that will help you get the paddles as far to the rear as possible and make it just that much easier for your thumbs to reach those paddles. So before we look at the dimensions, before we look at the beam pattern, let's take a look at the dimensions. The one thing I really want to call out is going to be the price. The price with Streamlight is all over the place, so don't quote me on it, but as of right now, I looked right before this video started, it was typically $120, $140 in that area. Obviously they do go on sale for less, but in that price range is what you're going to see these for. I also need to quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, and again, I'll be super quick. It's Prime Armor. Prime Armor sells body armor. They sell plate carriers and the accessories you need for your plate carriers as well. They're very, very high quality, but there's a ton of value there. So even though they're very high quality products, they're not charging you an arm and a leg if you want to get into a plate carrier and a body armor. And I do believe every civilian should own at least one set. If you can afford it, own one set of body armor. So there's a discount code and there's a coupon down in the video description. If you want to check out Prime Armor, hook me up again. Please use those discount codes. Some quick rapid fire facts for you. It is made in China and assembled in the US. Now exactly what that means, I do not know. Does that mean the light comes in 100 parts and they assemble it here? Does that mean it comes in 2 parts, 3 parts, 1 part? Do they simply slide an O-ring on and put it in the box? I have no idea what it means, but that's what the website says, just so you know. As far as your waterproofing, it is going to be good down to 1 meter for up to 30 minutes. And again, you know we tested that. It has an aluminum body with a hard coat anodizing that holds up pretty well, even through all the drops we put it through. It's available black, brown, and in FDE. Finally, you can get some remote, you can get a tail cap adapter if you want to run a tape switch on it. Streamlight does sell that if you want to run it on a long gun. All right, let's go take a look at the beam pattern, because for the money, it has a decent beam. Starting off in my front yard, closest tree is 5 yards. The second tree is 10 yards. And that fence you see is about 15 yards away. So I'll go back and forth a little, show you what it looks like. Now we're in my backyard. That tree is 15 yards away. Now the one thing that the camera is not picking up is the spill on the light. It picks up the hot spot really, really well, but it doesn't pick up the spill. You know, for example, if you, in a second I'm going to show you this red wheelbarrow there. I can see that red wheelbarrow when the hot spot is on that tree. So that's how big the spill is. It's much, much better than what the camera picks up. So let's move up a little bit closer. Now we're going to be at about 10 yards away. And again, it shows the hotspot really, really well. It definitely does not do justice to the spill. The spill is way better than that. Now we'll move up a little bit closer again. Now we're going to be really close here. 5 yards. Lights up your whole field of view. Next, we are at my favorite indoor gun range, the Elite Indoor Gun Range. The targets are 10, 15, and 20 yards away. That is the distance. Shine the light off the wall. Give you an idea what it looks like in an indoor big open space. Again, the camera doesn't really pick up that spill. Move up a little bit closer. We're going to be like 5 yards away, then 10 and 15 yards away. And again, we'll show you what it looks like there, and then I'll go ahead and shine it on the wall. And the spill is way better than what the camera shows. Finally, in the hallway in my house, nice small tight hallway to give you an idea what it would be like in a very small confined space. Moving on into the room that I do my recording, and yes, it's still a mess. One day I'll clean it. That's what it looks like off a wall in a 10 by 10 room, 10 by 12 room, and then that's off the ceiling if you reflected the light off the ceiling. Now the testing that I've done on this light, and this is where I need a little bit of help. If there's something else you would like me to see me do with these lights when I'm testing it, drop it in the comments, let me know. Just keep it as realistic as possible. So I always do a drop test, make sure that they can last a shoulder height drop. I did it 5 times, no problem, the light handled it. I also did a runtime test as well, just fresh batteries, put it on the counter, turn it on. They say an hour and a half, and I got 1 hour and 33 minutes, so the runtime test was good. Just so you know, all lights, whatever they start off at, they do have a drop down. So they start off at 1,000 lumens and they slowly drop down. All lights do it, completely normal, but that's the way it is. Also did that waterproof test that I told you about. Put it in water. It wasn't quite a meter, but I put it in some water, left it there for 30 minutes, and it handled that also with no issue. Also did a bunch of shooting with this light, of course. I put it on 4 or 5 different guns. I don't know how many. If you look closely in the footage you're seeing here, you can probably tell how many guns I put it on, but it was at least 3, 4, 5 different guns. I shot around 500 rounds through a gun with this light attached, testing different guns and optics and these foam dummies. This is one of the cooler things I've tested in a very, very long time. These foam dummies are just really fun to shoot. I just had a lot of fun shooting them, that's all. And I put a bunch of rounds through a gun with this light attached on when I was shooting the foam dummies as well. I think more importantly, I shot quite a few rounds with this light attached in low light or no light conditions. Every week I go to a shooter's fitness class at my local country club here, the Elite Indoor Gun Range, and we do quite a bit of low light, no light shooting, which is always fun, great to practice that. And I probably shot 200 of those 500 rounds with this light attached in low light or no light conditions. You get the point. I shot this light and used it a whole bunch. I actually used to own one of these years ago before I worked for Inforce, so I'm very, very familiar with the TLR-1 series of light. So I'm going to say my biggest pros is going to be the price and the value and what you get for your money. So the lumens, the candela, the durability, the runtime, the beam pattern, all that stuff. It's not the best in any of those categories, but it's the best value. What you get for your money is absolutely fantastic. What was my other pro? Sorry, I gotta cheat. Now, I don't think it's quite as durable as like the mod light or the cloud defensive lights that will be coming out soon, but it's not. It's still a very durable light, and there's a ton of value there is the point I was trying to get through. Now, the controls are very, very easy to figure out. Down, momentary, up, constant, simple as that. Very, very easy, which is great. Now, both of those pros are also cons. How? But they're both cons. Because the controls are so easy, like physically easy to manipulate, again, you will see a lot of people have negligent discharges, I can't say that word, with this light constantly. You need to be very, very careful. If you have an ND with your light and you're in a real life scenario and the bad guy sees a light, now he knows where you are and where to shoot, especially if you're on a team of some sort, military, police, SWAT, whatever, and you're stacked up and you flash that light, you can get some of your teammates killed, and that is absolutely no joke. The other con may or may not be a con to you. I always like to mention it. I know in this community, a lot of people hop on the made in China thing. So this one again, made in China, assembled in the US. What specifically that means, I do not know. If it bothers you or not, totally up to you. I just like to present the facts, make you as educated as possible, and you can make those decisions if this light is right for you or not. Now, I am going to do a video where I compare this light to the Surefire, to the Inforce, to the O-Light, to the Mod Light, every full-size pistol light that I can get my hands on, and we'll do one big comparison video to help you guys out. But overall, again, I think this is a very, very good light. I would have no problem using this on my home defense gun. If you can afford a better light, consider it. Like if I had my choice between this and the O-Light, because they're kind of similarly priced, I'll take this every single day, no question. All right, word of caution real quick before you go, and this is super important. I think every defensive weapon, pistol, rifle should have a light on it. And if you are going to put a light on it, you really need to get trained how to use that light properly. There's techniques you need to learn so you don't go ahead and get yourself killed. So if you're going to put a light on your gun, go out, take yearly low light trainings. I hope you can afford it. Save some money, do something. You really need that training before you go out and get yourself killed. From a quality instructor, get quality training. Let me also remind you of the affiliate links down in the video description. If you want to use any of them, they hook me up. I appreciate it. Maybe I can find you a good deal. I don't know. Sponsor of today's video, once again, is Prime Armor. Good dude. High quality plate carriers and body armor. If you're in the market, check them out. These are the other companies who support me with affiliate links. Again, good companies, good people. Those are the only type of companies that I will allow to support this channel. You know where the links are, down there somewhere. I do have some Tiberious swag if you want to look extra goofy in a Tiberious hoodie or a Tiberious t-shirt, whatever. Again, you know where the links are, down there. I am on a few different social media platforms. If you want to know what reviews I'm working on right now in real time before they come out on YouTube, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and I do a little on Parler. Not much. Maybe one day I'll do a little bit more. More than anything else, I want to give you a big, big, big thank you. Every time you guys like, comment, subscribe, enable the bell notification, share any of my videos. Anytime you guys do any of that stuff, it truly helps me out. And I truly, truly appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!